Forest Friend Shop. My name is Maya and I will tell you something about the history of the cuckoo clock and how they made. We will start with very first one, more than 370 years ago. In 1640 they made this simple clock. As you can see, it's made all of the wood, the gears behind, two beams for the balance. And there is only one handle showing only hours, no minutes, no seconds. If you are late, good, nobody will know that. So we need that sometimes, but we don't have it anymore. To make it move, we have to pull this stone hanging on the rope every half day. Of course, this is the replica, original one is in museum. 100 years later of this, we have a second generation of the clock. We call it face-painted clock because, yeah, the name is saying during the long winter, nothing special to do. They start to be more creative. They paint the faces. And they made this clock, and in that time we already have a metal parts. We have a 2 weights, 1 pendulum, and 2 handle. Now we have a minute, so we have to be on time, unfortunately. The first sound was sound of the bell, not of the bird. 1 time in half. Okay, it's now 1 time in full because it's 1 o'clock. Otherwise, it's what time it is. That's how much the bell say. 50 years after it, around 1800, we have a first traditional cuckoo clock who has all elements of today with the roofs, carvings, metal parts, and of course our famous bird coming out once in half, and then more time in full hours. Now it's more time. So as you can see, the main material, of course, it's a wood. It's this kind of wood. We call it linden tree or a basswood. It's very soft wood, but it takes more than 4 years to dry so they can cut and carve on it. In the past, they use this kind of machine for cutting. So first they will spray the stencil to get a form for it, you see? And then they will cut in pieces and use this tool for carvings. Of course, today they use laser machine for many operations, even for some carvings because it's possible. But some complicated carving still has to be done with a hand, with a tool, because it's not possible. Assembling is going with a hand even today. So first they will assemble the house for the bird. Then they will add something, for example, this and this. So this is one of the basic look of the cuckoo clock, and this is the natural color of the wood, but they like it more darker. So as you can see on both walls, they will use different brown, little bit red, orange, green, etc., etc. But what is most important in each mechanical cuckoo clock is, of course, the mechanism. We have 4 types of it. We have a daily operated and weekly operated without music, and then we have daily operated and weekly operated with music and dancing people on the top. What that means, daily, weekly, how to recognize them, because you don't see inside. Okay, in this one you maybe see, but it's not impossible. So we always say, based on the weights. If you see metal weights like this small one, this is a daily operated clock. So you have to wind that clock every day. Otherwise, how clock the weights are going down. It will touch the floor and it will stop. So you have to wind clock every day. That means pull the chain and the weights are going up. How it works, it's going down. So this is how the clock operated. Also for the big weights like this is a weekly clock or 8-day clock, because we said it's, well, you have to do it every 8 days. You can do more often, that's not a problem. If you have time, you're just passing by, you can do it. But once a week we have to, because otherwise again, they will touch the floor and stop. Also, when you see the clocks with 2 weights or 3 weights, doesn't matter if it's big or small, that means that this clock with 2 weights has 2 operations. We have operation of the clock and we have a bird who is coming out in half and full. But when we have a 3 weights, we have a clock, we have a bird, and then we have that music with the dancing people, what I said, 2 different mechanisms, yeah? So the clocks which has the music, they have to have this. This is a music box. The only part which is not produced in Germany is produced in Switzerland. If I make it move, you will not hear just a lot. It's a really low sound. But when it's attached to the wood, you hear very nicely, yeah? Because the wood is natural amplifier for the sound, so you can hear really good. So it has to be attached to the wooden wall of the clock so you can hear that. Also, we have that small pendulum, small part, but not less important, because if it's staying still like this, the clock is not working. How to make it move? We always say when you want to put the correct time, always touching big handle clockwise, never small one. So that means the big one in this position. For example, now it's 1:20. I will go to this and I will push from left to right, right to left. This is how the clock starts to move. Also, if we go for holiday, we always say make it still because otherwise you will find your weights on the floor. It will stop eventually. You will have to do it again. So you can do it before that, okay? And our bird, sound of the bird. I said this is our famous bird. It's a whistle, so bellows. So it's a good bird. We don't feed it, and it's working perfectly fine. So this is for the middle clocks. And we have a little bit for the deeper. Okay, she lost the voice, but doesn't matter, getting cold, too cold outside today. And then we have a small one, which we call baby cuckoo. Squeaky like all babies, yeah. So this is our 3 kind of birds, and we like it. I said it requires nothing, and they are working perfectly. So I was talking about the mechanical operated, which you can find on this right wall. Now I will say a few words about the left wall, where you can find the battery operated, because they are very similar to mechanical. But the chain is shorter, the weights are only plastic and wooden, and they are doing nothing. It's just decoration, so don't pull them if you fell apart. I will fix it, but don't pull them. And because the battery is doing the job. We need 3 pieces of battery. Like this, it's a C letter, B2C size battery or medium, because each battery operated has 3 operations. There is a clock, there is a bird, and there is a music, sometimes with dancing people. So it's going in full hour. It's not going in half and full like here, but it's going in full hour, 12 different melodies, so you will listen all the time something different. Also, you have here some light sensor, so if it's really dark in the night, the music and the bird will not producing sound. You have a switch off, switch on, you have a volumizer, more loud, less loud, so it's a little bit more in a battery operated than in the traditional mechanical. But I said somebody likes this, somebody like that, and that's up to you. Now I can show you a few interesting clocks. We call it single lady clock. Why single lady? Because she's wearing specific hat. In the past, when the girl has the red pompons on her head, that means she's single, she's available, so the boys can approach, introduce her, etc., etc. But when you see the lady with the black pompons, we say, don't do that, her husband will not like it, she's married, so don't. And what many of you know, the most popular sport in Germany is, of course, the football. 2006, they hosted the World Cup, and they made this clock, connecting everything traditional with football players.
Oh, great.
Yeah, one of the great.
Great.
Yeah. So if you would like to have a Cuckoo clock for yourself, you will get 2 years international warranty, service station all around the world. If you have any kind of questions, be free to ask. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you.